Morning, Year 2. Today I'm going to talk you through the life of King Charles II, who was a very significant figure during the period of the Restoration. Let's find out more about his life now. Charles II was born in the year 1630 at St James's Palace, which you can still find in London today. He was only 12 years old when the Civil War broke out, and that led to 1649 when his father was executed by Parliament, having lost the Civil Wars. As you know, he was denied succession, which meant he wasn't allowed to become king afterwards. He fought and lost the Battle of Dunbar and the Battle of Worcester in 1650 and 1651. This led to his exile to the Netherlands, where he stayed until 1661, when England decided that they did want a king after all, and he was crowned King of England. Even though Charles was pretty chuffed about this, he was still fairly annoyed at the men who had killed his father all those years earlier. So he had them all executed, and if they'd already died, he dug them up and executed them again. Yuck. And then, once all that horrible business was over, he could move on to the things he really loved the most, like wine and parties and women. He became known as the Merry Monarch. Now, rather inconveniently, in the year 1666, there became a very large and very hot distraction from his precious parties. There was an enormous fire that was called the Great Fire of London. But instead of ignoring the problem and carrying on with his drinking and his partying, Charles II was a little bit of a hero. He rode out and helped the men for the entire duration of the fire, doing 14-hour days of firefighting. And then finally, he made a life-saving decision to start blowing up houses to stop the fire spreading anymore. He died in 1685. R.I.P. King Charles II. So there you go, that's a whistle-stop tour of the life of King Charles II. I'm sure you'll agree it's quite an interesting one.